Welcome back to the podcast. Good to see you again. I am your host, Michael Sylvia. It's good to see you. Still doing a tribute this year for Mr. Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez, and might I say, more into the paranormal activity with him, right? And it's more than that. The science, the death cult numbers, right? The all that was entwined into it. So, like I said, he allegedly killed himself on 4/19. His mom's birthday is on Aaron Hernandez's mother. Her birthday's on 4/20. So I'm like, so you're trying to tell me that he's just gonna kill himself the day before his mom's birthday? That's some sick shit that they did to him and his family, just so you know. Made sure his whole family got the trophies back. You know, what kind of ingenuity we got going on over here, folks? You know? I mean, just so we can get some death cult numbers, 4/20, 1917, and a 27 club, because they want to turn that man into a killer. Building a murderer. That's what the documentary should be called because I'll tell you what, people don't want to believe it now, and people do, because there's people that are into the science and know of what the real world really is like. That man was 100% MKULTRA in a murder. You got a bunch of bullshit friends around him. This Ernest Wallace hopping him up on PCP. And then you got the other guy that was hooking him up with the marijuana, Mr. Alexander Bradley. You know? He's like Sammy Davis. He's only got one eye. Why? What's all the details of all that shit? In fact, when he was getting marijuana wasn't in the stores yet. You know, he didn't get to see that kind of life that we got today. So, what was in the marijuana he was getting? Shit's laced all the time, folks, and it came from Connecticut. So it's like, and by the way, and nothing against Connecticut, because my sister was born there, and I love Connecticut as part of New England, which is what he's part of, right? But at the end of the day, city weed is always tainted with shit. It just is. So, you know what I mean? He was getting city weed. It's tainted. He's got city fucking drone friends being robotized by whoever the fuck that does, robotizes Alexander Bradley. Alexander Bradley, that's my joke on him. Alexander Bradley, he's like Sammy Davis. Only got one eye. Why you got one eye? Oh, he just shot me in the face. Yeah, whatever, dude. It's a whole bunch of shit going on with that. By the way, Alexander Bradley is in a fucking prison cell right now for shooting up a nightclub. But anyways, and then I hear the rumor. Oh, it was the friends that he was choosing. It's like, yeah, more so the friends that were given to him too, right? Let's not forget that part. In fact, I would definitely go into that, because like I said, expert military scientists, death cult guys from other countries wanting to fuck this country up is nothing new. 9/11, we already went through that. In fact, it's funny because like when I used to work at a furniture store, I was an account manager over there. I used to deal with accounts, and Mr. Hernandez was a customer at our store. We provided one of his houses full of furniture, and I was working there at the time. He's a Patriot at the time. I love the Patriots. Everything's going good. Happy 4/20. Though at the time, I mean, in those days when that was happening, if you were to come up to me at that time and say, "Hey, Mike, did you know MKUltra's real?" I would have no clue what you was fucking talking about. I'd have no idea. I wouldn't know anything about dog people and pig people and hypnosis and fucking guiding that guy around with his texts and his tweets and fucking fake friends and shit, and the bad weed and the PCP and the gun hookups and all that shit. And all of that is controlled. hands down. You can't even knock it. To the point to that when he got to the cell that he got murdered in, we're not going to call it a suicide because it isn't. I mean, what I got to do? Go on Wikipedia one more time and read out all the shit that they talk about with that prison. It talks about it in there on how like the officers, like the correctional officers, not all of them because there are good correctional officers, but obviously there's some crooked ones in there because there are ones in there. They sell drugs in there. They get all kinds. They make a market off the fucking prison because they're making a living in there or whatever. We know that shit happens. There's no fucking mystery or fucking really. No, that shit happens all the time. Especially when he was getting that synthetic marijuana given to him in that prison. That shit got to him on purpose. That's not. I've been in prison. I already know how that shit works. I already know. You can't even fool me with that. What are you going to call me? A fucking retard and throw me in a fucking hospital and pull me back out and say, see, he's a Jack Ruby now. He can't talk anymore. Ha ha. Because who got to him? You know that story about Jack Ruby? Jack Ruby was the guy who came out, because after President Kennedy got shot, I'm skipping around here, but it's all connected. So President Kennedy got shot on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay. All right. So, and I could even decipher that date, but that's another thing. So anyways, right, Lee Harvey Oswald, 6th floor, 666, makes the shots. Anyways, he gets knocked off by Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby was an Italian mafia guy who goes and he takes the heat and he goes inside the jail. And then while he's in the jail, guess what happens? And it is declassified. I'm not giving out secret information here. You can find it on yourself on your fucking phone. You go on Wikipedia and you look up Jolly West. They talk about Jolly West in this book right here. This is a good book that I've read so far. It's called Chaos. It talks about how Charles Manson was designed and created by the CIA, allegedly. I don't know. Maybe that shit's true, maybe it's not. But you know what? That's what they say. And Jolly West, to his credit, he was a CIA agent. Hey, you know what? You know what he did before we get to Jack Ruby? Is that what happened was we had soldiers trained and born in this country, all good guys, kind of like that show, the Andy Griffith Show. You know what I mean? Like that kind of scenario. Hey, we got the good normal. They all go out there to China and Korea and all that. Some of them go in camps, and others that don't at all. Coming back, brainwashed, not re-educated, not enlightened, not learning something new, brainwashed. A whole nother level of the man just became a different fucking being because he got a hold of his mind and changed him up and turned him into a fucking animal. Or a robot, whatever the fuck you want to do with it. So that's what they were doing. And they'd all come over to this country all fucked up, turning into assassins and all kinds of evil shit. Whatever, all the crazy shit. Demoralize them so when they all come back here, the country just turns into shit. Which is what happens. So he would be there as with any other CIA agent, doctors and psychologists, right? Examining these soldiers and figuring out how it happened, what the techniques were, how do you reverse engineer it so we can get our guy back? Is that my soldier? Did they brainwash him? Can I have him back, please? Thank you. That's all. That fucking simple. But you know what? Not everybody wants to listen to that shit. They want to be like, oh, he's brainwashed. Let's go get him. No. Cut the fucking horse chase, cocksuckers. So let's move forward. So what happens is Jolly West, the CIA agent, the hypnotist, the MKULTRA expert, ahead of his time, is disguised as a doctor a doctor, and he goes in and he treats Jack Ruby. And Jack Ruby, after 6 months of treatment before he gets to testify, you know what happens? He's all fucked up. He can't comprehend anything. He's seeing monsters in the wall. The correctional officers documented the guy went crazy in the cell. You could just say the guy went crazy in the cell because that can happen. But, you know what I mean? You can translate that any way you want. But at the end of the day, being forgetful and mind control and shit like that and turning this guy into a fucking murderer, these are all real realities, folks. I'm sorry to tell you. You know what I mean? If you don't want to believe it, then maybe it's too much for you. Maybe you should get a different job or what the fuck you do out there to figure this shit out. Anybody. You know what I mean? Or people that are on it, learn the science, figure it out. I don't know. I'm telling you what I know. But here's what I do know is China lies a lot too. So I want to make a little joke on China. Just to flip this around a little bit. So history gets told in a lot of different ways, and here's what I've come to realize. China lies a lot. Beautiful country, have a lot of culture and everything and all that, but at the end of the day, they're always poisoning our babies and fucking lying to us and re-educating us into some bullshit and getting us all killed. With Russians are doing it too. So that's what it is. So anyway, let's see China, right? China, and then you get Scheiße, right? And then you get, and Scheiße is German for shit. And then you can get chimp, right? It's not very hard to see the details. So monkeys do throw shit at you. You ever go to the zoo and the monkeys is throwing shit at you? You're just in the zoo, be like, geez, I'm just in the zoo. I guess way back in the day when, you know, visitors used to go to that ancient city, and then they come back to European countries all confused and shit, like what happened? Oh, I went to China. Are you okay? Some of them came back with all fucked up diseases, and the disease gets to Europe, and all of Europe gets a fucking black plague. Where'd it come from? It came from China. Again? Holy shit, they're always cooking up diseases over there. What the fuck?
They're throwing shit at us.
And they're throwing shit at us like a bunch of chimps? What the fuck, man? Chopsticks, bro. Chopsticks. You can take the chimp out of the tree, but you can't take the tree from the chimp. Chopsticks, like sticks. Europeans decided to use forks, spoons, and knives and a napkin, and chairs and a table. And you guys want to sit on the floor back in the day. That's the way everybody figured things out as they progressed in evolution and creation in this life, obviously. You know, and I'm not a racist, by the way, so don't take it and another note like, oh, he's being racist. Nope, I'm not being racist at all. No. Zero. Yeah. You see those teeth? You can call me dog shit. You can call me a dog man. You can call me whatever you like. I don't care. White banana, white mayonnaise guy, cracker. I don't care. Whatever. Do it. But at the end of the day, what we all look like and are just is sometimes. Depends on the level of reality that they're hypnotizing you or actually educating you on. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we got that going on. Let me see. So when I was working at a store in Rhode Island, we were delivering furniture. We delivered furniture. We had a contract with Hernandez's house. He also was doing business with the Patriots at the time for a long time. You know, providing mattresses and things like that. A good, normal American business. And then during that time while I'm working there, like I said, how would I know at that time that we're all being MKUltra? There's a bunch of shit going on. I'm being MKUltra at the time. We all are. Everyone's being attacked, and when it's being silently done like that, it's just what it is, and everything. So then I see in the news that he's indicted for murder. So they're walking him out of the house, and then around that time. That's when the Boston Marathon happened. You know, that shit happened too, right around the same time. Boston Marathon, boom. Chinese party pressure cookers. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Making everybody pop. because they want to take away the marathon, scare everybody away from ever doing it again. And it's anything and everything to make America not America. Whatever it takes, whatever it is, in every type of demoralization. In fact, I don't even understand why we're on TikTok or if anybody is, but if you are, clearly you haven't thought it all out. Or maybe the way you've been educated, you're just not going to get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. So, you know, cheap China, you get a lot of shit from there. It's always cheap. It fucking sucks. You know what I mean? I don't want to dog the country, pun intended. But it's just that, if we're doing business with them, and then they're just gonna brainwash us into, Corona shots, and remember, Corona, shots. You get shots, or you get fired. Shots fired.
Yes.
Gotcha. Way from here. And then everyone lined up and got it from there, and then. Shit, I had, what happened to me? I got fired, I got laid off, I got fired from Walmart. I leave. This guy Omar gives me a call. This guy OC gives me a call. He's like, yeah, I can get you a job. So I'm calling him. So then I get to another company, who never paid me, by the way. They ripped me off at all my hours, but that's another thing. So anyways, so they're like, well, if they want me to work there, I have to get the Corona shot, which I never would have fucking got. Not that I'm anti-vaccine, because I'm not, because vaccines are important. I believe in them. I just don't trust how all this shit came down. So therefore, I just don't trust what the fuck is in that shot for me. But, you know what I mean? I gotta, like everyone else who wants to live and eat and depend on the fucking system, because you have to, no matter what you do for a living. So I have to go get that first shot. Let the Asian doctor in Walmart go give me that first shot. Pun intended. So he gives me the shot, and it made me feel like a little, for like a day, and then I was over it. And then I never got the second one because I ended up getting let go from that job anyways. But, it's just that whole shenanigans, and then that whole shenanigans with the Corona, Like I said, I'll even throw that one at you. 2012, Mayan calendar, 2012. He allegedly did all that on his own with all his programming all by himself. No MKULTRA, no friends, no extra people getting out, no humming down in his house to get him out, no nothing. Just all him, right? Just blame it on fucking Aaron Hernandez. Blame it on the dog because people had technology. They're using it on him, and they think they're not going to get busted. And they fucking murdered his fucking ass by programming him into becoming what the fuck he became, which was out of character for him anyways. In my opinion, no questions asked. Shit, in North Korea, they had concentration camps. Still, since the Korean War. What are in the concentration camps? Well, our people. They're still there. And they're breeding them out, and they're doing genetic testing and all this crazy shit. What does work, what doesn't work, what can you... So it's just a monster shit show over there. Why it's around, I have no idea. But there it is. So it's not like they don't learn shit from the Communist Party and other black sites they have like that. Right? And they consume this knowledge of psychology and how to program people, and they go out and they fucking do it. Now, there was a stupid scientist, way smart to the kids and everyone else that believes him, but there's this doctor called Dr. Michio Kaku, MKULTRA, Miku Kaka. He sounds like Kaka, Mi Kaka, Dr. Mi Kaka, and he's the master of string theory, as if he's the one that figured it out and came up with it. No one else is working on it, like Brian Greene or somebody else. But it's just my point is that an invasion is a fucking invasion, and when people want to fucking, and in many ways, my point to Miku Kaku is, I heard him say this on YouTube. He says, people can't be programmed, and he said that. And I'm like, I know you fucking know better than that, dude. You said that shit? We both know you're full of shit when you say people can't be programmed, fool. And you're a doctor, so you know the difference. And if I know, then you know. You know, I know. You could probably get some colleagues and try and convince other people that I'm just a fucking retard and we're just not talking about anything real here, but we know that shit's real, fool. You know what I'm saying? I just call him fool. Dr. Kaka. Programming people and being like, oh no, what do you mean? You know? What about Dr. Fauci? You know, all that shit. Why put it on the news that they got beagles, dogs, and they're putting bugs in their ears and seeing how long the bugs will be in the ears until they fucking die? You know what I mean?
Not in this house.
Not in this house.
Mm-mm.
No bugs in the ears.
Mm-mm.
You know, but when you have bugs in your ears, say like when Aaron Hernandez had bugs in his ears, and he was surrounded by dirty dishes. Does that make sense? Dirty radars, dirty satellite dishes. Beep, 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 beep. Or are we gonna pretend that's not real?
The land of milk and honey.
We are in the land of milk and honey.
My baby.
So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Delicious.
All right. So I was working at, like I said, I was working at a store. We were providing furniture to him. That happened. You know, say he got arrested. He got brainwashed. We got bombed by the pressure cookers from the two kids that came from near Russia, really. So we got that going on, and then I basically long story. To get to the basics, I'll fast forward. Now I'm working at another furniture store. I'm working at another furniture store, and it's called Aaron's.
Aaron's.
It's called Aaron's. Aarons. And on Aaron's, there's a dog. They call the company Aaron's, and with Aaron's, there's a lucky dog. The lucky dog is the mascot of Aaron in the company. So I'm in the company, I'm chilling, I'm on my first day in Boston, by the way. So I'm in my day in Boston. Can I do this real quick? Peace. This is my version of Peace Vulcan. Devil horns. Yeah, real quick. Devil horns. Rabbit ears.
Thank you.
Alien antennas.
Stop. I'm gonna bite you.
Alright. So what else we got? What was I getting to? So I'm at Aaron's, right? So I'm at Aaron's, and the TV comes on. By the way, I'm like, you can't tell now because I'm sitting down and everything. I got my hat off and everything. I'm like 43 years old and whatnot. But I'll tell you what, at the time, especially with my wife at the time, everyone always told me all the time, damn, Michael, you look like fucking Aaron Hernandez. You look just like him. Shit, I even sound like him a little bit. We have the same habits of smoking pot and shit, dude. They could have hypnotized me just the same fucking way as him. In fact, they can, dude. They hypnotize. People can. That guy was hypnotized, dude. You put me all in the same situation as him, playing at his high level, not enough sleep, and fucking getting him all crazy, knowing his father had a temper too, and put a fucking gun in his hand and all this extra shit. It's like, dude, fucking. There's a lot more going on in reality than people understand. Sad to say. It's a true story. People want to ignore that fact? Go ahead. You're living in a different fucking world. I'm way past all that. But anyways, I'm at Aaron's, and then it showed. Then the big TV turn comes on in Aaron's because all the TVs are on, and the TV comes on, and there's Aaron Hernandez sitting there in the courtroom, and everyone looked at him, and we were both wearing the exact same shirt that day, and then they all looked at me. They were like, "Oh shit." And they all looked at, and we had the same haircut and everything. It was like, okay, it was same dude, still, really. But I was like, wow. I was like that. looking back on it now, you know. But at the time, it's like, yeah, it sucked that he's going through that. But I wasn't going through any details of his case at all at the time, zero. I'm just a working fucking dog, just working my fucking ass off, going home, smoking my weed at night so my wife don't know I'm smoking pot because it was illegal at the time. And I was getting it just like him off the street because it wasn't legal yet. And then when I did get it, 9 times out of 10, unfortunately, it probably was laced with something else. Sucks. Good thing it's fucking legal now. He didn't get to fucking see that shit. That's bullshit. But anyways, I'm at Aaron's. Yep, lucky dog, and there it is. He's, you know, the same thing happened on 9/11. I was at Rent-A-Center, which is another furniture store. So like on 2001, when I was 21 years old, I'm driving to work, and then I'm listening to Howard Stern, and Howard Stern's talking about how one of the towers got smashed by a plane. And then they thought he was joking around, you know what I mean? Because you know how he is, he can joke around and shit and like, you know, take you for a loop. He's like, no, that really happened. Then I got inside the store, I went in there, and all the TVs were on because there was all TVs on in this store. The furniture plus all the TVs and electronic area. And we watched it. The second one went in there, boom, terrorist attack. So terrorist attacks happen in airplanes. Brainwashing, mind control, FSB all over the fucking place, Chinese party all over the place, everyone pretending to fucking love America, they're just poisoning us and killing us, and demoralizing everybody, and mixing up stories, whatever, all the espionage that comes with it. Oh, pressure cookers, that's terrorism too. All kinds of ways of doing it. Isn't that fucked up? So that's what's going on from all these fucked up. So that's what I'm saying, like,
Wow.
In 2017, that's the year Mr. Hernandez was murdered. And then 2019 was the year that Corona came out, right? What happens what's 2 plus 2 is 4, right? Like 420. And then you got 2017, 2019, 1917. Same codes. So it comes down to like a lot of shit that we can't even talk about. On why, like, basically at the end of the day is like this. If that man is sentenced to a life sentence, that's what that actually means. It doesn't mean sneak in there sometime down the road and kill him. That's a death sentence. That's not what he was given. He was given a life sentence, not a death sentence. It's a difference. And people fucked around, and that's what that is. So I hate to be the Michael in the Bible, like what you left in this room, and give you the message this way, but it is what it is. Somebody fucked up. And you don't have to believe in a God, but I fucking bet you anything in the fucking world there is one, and he ain't very happy about that situation at all. Like, at all. Like, imagine George Carlin right now. At all. Just because it happened. Just because everyone's saying all the shit because they want to believe it in that kind of fucking way, hey, you know what? You sold them all on it. Good for you. Most people believe dumb shit and shit that ain't real anyways. So whatever. But we know what really happened with that man. And that's something we got to talk about. You know what? 9/11 wasn't just President Bush, because they're like, oh, Bush. It's like President Clinton would jump in there and be like, what about me? They bombed that shit when I was president too. Right? When he was president, they bombed it too because they used a van. Right? They put 2 vans underneath the fucking thing and boom, more terrorists. So we got vans, we've got planes, we've got pressure cookers, we've got box cutters. We've got brainwash from this guy with fake friends and PCP and synthetic marijuana in the prisons and the setup with the dim cameras and the non-dim cameras when he's got fake friends in there getting him high and talking about God and death. The whole setup.
Tell him, wow.
The whole setup. The director, the producer. He's the actor and doesn't even fucking know it. And then you got the directors, the producers, and all that other shit. And then everyone's gonna be like, well, you know, even if we did do that, we didn't kill him. Man, well, fuck you, dude. We already know the difference. You guys got him killed. Murdered. Then Corona and all kinds of crazy shit. 2017 riots before that shit, man. That prison's been fucked up before he even went there. Wikipedia, Sousa Prison, Massachusetts, right here in the state I live in, where he was murdered, here in New England, where the New England Patriots play out of. And he's a New England native too. He's not like these Russian guys that come over here from Africa or the other places and be like, hey, we were here first. We're the natives. Motherfuckers. He's a native. That's a native right there. There he is. And you confuse them, you brainwash them when no one was looking, and you put fake friends and you made everyone else confused because they all thought Russia was their fucking friends and it ain't. They're all fucking stupid. Sold out their own presidents to a fucking Putin money for this fucking guy to get killed because everyone wants to believe everything they fucking hear. And spread rumors and not give a fuck if it's true or not. And then if there is any truth in this guy fucking pulling a fucking trigger, what's the whole truth behind it? Everything I just fucking said and more. But no. Blame it on the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you this. The medical science that's available in this universe, in this country, I would have to say by the military, is better than anything Boston has. And probably giving it to these people, giving it to these people would just be throwing it away. Because it'd be giving it to losers that do shit like that. And then you know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, well, his girlfriend might have hit a gun. Well, you know what? We're tired of you guys hiding behind that. Let's talk about that. Thank you. He was murdered the day before his mom's birthday. And then 316 is put on his forehead like Tim Tebow. Circles on feet? Circles on feet. S. On feet. FS. S. UC. Finals. O. UC. Final solution. Circles on feet. Correctional officer. F. So they've been letting people in and out of that prison without reporting it. They've been beating people up in there without fucking videotaping it. They've been making sure people get shit done to them in there without letting them see the lawyers. They've been leaving them in cells butt naked over and over again, and it's been reported. It's all in Wikipedia. It's public information. And those people also want more funding. And the reason why it's even a prison is because the prison before it was all fucked up, and they named it after a couple of people that got killed in the prison because guns got smuggled in and everyone got shot up. Comes a point, folks, where that place is a fucking Alcatraz. I'm telling you. Sorry to tell you. Alcatraz is Alcatraz. Al Capone would be like, yo, that's an Alcatraz. It just is. Should be shut down and turned into a museum. Haunted. Because it is. So it's pretty fucked up that he was brainwashed, talented man, good heart, do anything for anybody. I can relate to that. Being brainwashed and fucked around. And how much money and time and all the resources that were invested to make all that shit happen to him from A to B. That's a lot of shit. That's nothing but fucking goddamn terrorism all the way through it. There's nothing else around it. There's nothing else to it. Odin Lloyd, 27. Aaron Hernandez, 27. 27 club. 7 plus 2 is 9. 7, 9. Hey, listen. I was born in 1979, so I get it. I get it. I totally get it. It's a fun number. It's my number. I don't like the other way. I don't like the way it's used. Like, that's fucked up. You don't do that shit. But anyways, who else got murdered at 27? She sang music for 007, James Bond. What's her name? She even said, I don't want to die at 27. What's her name? She sang for she sang for James Bond for one of the movies. Oh my god, I'm terrible with names. My brain, it's been through shit. Excuse me. I haven't played football like him to get the damage like the way he got it, but certainly brain damage along the way. Car accidents and fights and lack of oxygen passing out as a kid once. A lot of this shit. So I mean, a lot of shit happens. Like, and then everything else we talk about, the whole zoo. And Putin, you still stole a ring and said you could kill somebody with it, so he can't forget that part either. It's all included. One big fun package here. It's all yours. To go with your Ukraine invasion and fucking lying to your troops and starting a fucking, what do you call it? Was he doing Amy, I'm sorry, before I go into Putin. Her name was Amy Winehouse, 27 years old. So that's all bullshit. So, attacking Americans like that, nah, I ain't falling. I mean, look at these so-called educated idiots will fall for it. They can, but I'm not. I got street smarts, man. I get fucked up in this life. Don't get me wrong. I've been fucked up in it, but you know what? Like, I keep on walking. I keep on walking like Michael Myers. So, at the end of the day, when I hear they're like, oh yeah, Putin's a good guy, I'm like, really? How? After all this shit I just said, how? What about his 9/11? I haven't even looked into it yet, but I'll fucking look into it. But remember, there was a time when in Russia, when they were doing shitty over there, they had a whole bunch of terrorist attacks on apartment buildings. A whole bunch of explosions happened. And who was there to rescue everybody right away? Vladimir Putin. Boom. I will help you guys. And he does the whole thing about how they're going to search for him and everyone's going to be protected. They never found out who did it because they did it themselves. That's what the Nazis did with the Reichstag. Same exact model, where the Nazis wanted to attack communism, so they burnt down their own building, blamed on communism, and got them all out of there. They're like, in order to figure a way just to get out of Yes. But anyways, yeah, that's the kind of same shit he did over there, and it's just what a fucking shame. So whatever. So like, and then the and my father, my family comes from a military family, so I already know we've been attacked plenty of fucking times, just like him, same fucking shit. So you know what? Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Might as well throw it all out there. Here's Aaron Hernandez's middle finger, bloody finger. Here's his bloody finger, bloody finger. Because that's what you're doing to us. Shit. The fuck am I supposed to do? Go like this? You know what I mean? Just I don't get it. Everyone else is doing that. I can't do that shit. Fuck you. So it is what it is. So you know. Once you get the fuck out of Ukraine, get the fuck out of our fucking shit, go away. Maybe what the military should do, if they haven't done it already, is just any kind of money laundering you got around in here, we just chop that shit up to keep it for ourselves, and that's less money for you and more for us. We'll just keep whatever you got out here, we'll just fucking keep it. We'll just reverse engineer it, keep it for ourselves. Call it America. And you can have your fucking Russia over there on the other fucking side of the globe. US over here, and the SU, satanic verse, is way over there. You guys can be like, way over there, guys. Where you at? Oh, yeah. Don't forget. Brittany Grinder and our Marine. Thank you for Brittany Grinder coming back. But they sure would like to have the Marine. But it looks like since you're attacking everything all the time, brainwashing everybody, plus your own people, you're just going to do what the fuck you want anyways. Putin claims that we are Nazis, which is funny because the way I see it is that he speaks German and Russian. He speaks German and Russian? Shit, I speak a few German words, bro, but you speak the full fucking language. Good for you. Okay, because you were over there, right? Good. And also, on top of that, you're doing Nazi moves in other countries. Completely. And more so than what Hitler would ever done. And on top of that, you stole jewelry from a Jew. From Robert Kraft. You stole his fucking ring. His Super Bowl ring. His ring! It's actually still his. Technically, you have stolen property in your... Technically, I'd like to report to you, sir, that in your Moscow museum, you do have some stolen property in there, and maybe you could bring that into the lost and found and mail that shit back over here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, without the fentanyl and the fucking, and the anthrax. You think he's weird? You're weird, dude. Sorry. Big fucking difference. What he's doing for a living, what you're doing for a living. Two completely different fucking things. New England natives, bro. New England natives, bro. But anyways, China, President China, your name, I looked at it. Okay, President Putin. So Putin put in input. Okay, so that's your name. And then since we're all a bunch of robots here, so we got put input for Vladimir. So there's robot Putin input. And then we got the other biological program, Mr. Sheeping. So President Sheeping. So if you Google or Wikipedia the president's name and look at it, It's literally spelled Sheeping. So there you have it, folks. The joke's on everybody if you haven't caught it yet. And then, yeah, you know, President of China, COP backwards, cop, satanic, right? When it's backwards. You know, so it's definitely no question in my mind. Look, there's all kinds of ways it all comes together, but in the end of the day, it's one big fucked up world, and it's good if we were good in it, you know. And for me, here's how I look at it: I'm with the United States of America, and that's what I do. That's who I'm with. So, and I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I love America and my family, and I like to go to work and have a life. And do what I have to do in this society. So, anyways, I'm gonna get going. Yes, I'm coming. I'm sorry, baby. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for everything. Happy 420. And yes. Oh yeah, real quick, one thing. Because it got cut off last time. My dad's side is a Sylvia. Sylvia is from the Roman Empire. In the Roman Empire, we have the calendar we have, the 12-month calendar, the 12 disciples, right? But on my mom's side, she has Iroquois Native American. And on the Iroquois Native American side, we have another calendar. It's the number 13 calendar. 1/3 of God's angels from heaven. And plus the number 13, 1 plus 3, 1 is, well, I'll get into it later. But anyways, this 13, let's get into this. 12 months on the calendar for Rome. And then on my mom's side is the Iroquois Native American. 13 months, the turtle shell. So the turtle shell, and I like the snapping turtle because that's my favorite New England turtle is the snapping turtle. That's all the turtles, they have 28 small plates around the place. It has 28 small plates around the turtle shell. And around the 28 plates, you have 28 plates, and then in the middle, you have 13 big ones. So the Iroquois Native Americans would paint the turtle shell one at a time, the plates. So each 13 plate was a full moon, and that full moon was a month. And each month was 13 months in a year, 28 days in a year. 20 each. So you know each at the end of each month, at each end of 28 days, you got the month for 13 months, 365 days, just like the calendar in Rome under Jesus Christ. So with that, I mean, shit, we could even go into the Mayans and the Aztecs and the pyramids and how the pyramids are in the Bible too. So there's here, and you know, and then the Mayan calendar in 2012, and you know, Aaron Hernandez. You know, it's all. There's a lot going on, folks. And all I'm saying at the end of the day is that man was murdered. Who murdered Aaron Hernandez? That's a hot one. And that's a beautiful case just to be like, let's eat that one up and see where it goes. Anyways, I gotta go. Now you know the months. The Iroquois calendar, the Roman calendar, Mayan calendar, Michael, Aaron. We will see you later. I do believe in God. Listen, I believe in God, folks, and He is real. There's a lot of God. There's all kinds. Because people want to go negative, the whole world ain't like that. So, peace out to the good people. I love you very much. I love you so much. I love you so much. And have a wonderful day. And God bless and rest in peace, Aaron Hernandez. And rest in peace to the victims in all those cases. For from this case, understanding 100%, those victims also get the true answer themselves. And that truth is worth more than anything to them. Right? Okay? So I love you all. A good America. God bless America. God bless good communities. And have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. I love you.